You are irreplaceable, so remember this no matter what you set out to search for. Welcome to Falling Star Tarot. Today I'm going to help you find those lost objects and items. We will take a look at tarot and oracle cards, do some mirror scrying as to the location or anything that comes through really, and then finally consult the wooden oracle 2 times per pile to learn the current likelihood of you finding your object. I want to thank my friend and fellow YouTuber Saturnarium for the beautiful Mother Earth oracle that I will be using in this reading. She sent it to me as a gift and it has the most beautiful energy. I know it will help us today. She also included these first 3 lovely stones, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So please check out her channel link below and in the card there, as she can teach you how to locate items on your own with just a tarot deck. But remember, hitting the library button will bring you right back here for your reading. You have 5 items to choose from in the video oracle, which is timestamped down below, which will help you choose. I included a couple different ways to choose this time. I also have these gorgeous stones. There is number 1. There is number 2. Can you see the sparkle in that? Number 3, beautiful shell. Number 4, and number 5. As always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading for more clarity, I am still available for those. Okay, I'll see you there. Hello, pile number 1. I see right away that when you lost this item, you may have been sort of in the clouds, had your head in the clouds. Like literally, it was just such a gorgeous day or such a wonderful event that you attended that you really were distracted by something that you had been waiting for quite some time. And this was a matter of the heart. So when I say the heart here in the center and all this balance, I feel like you had every right to enjoy this event. It was probably a long time coming. Total abundance of the heart. So something very meaningful for you. But you were not paying attention to your surroundings, especially that in the physical world. With the birds, I see a lot of freedom. So whatever it was, you were not caged or tied down or stuck doing anything. You were having a very good moment, a lot of happiness and fulfillment when you lost this item. As to where you lost it, I see the King of Coins could have been something rather romanticized, very passionate, but also a somewhat thorny path, but not without luck. This is a beautiful energy, the King of Coins. I am thinking mastery of, obviously, money, finance, whatever. And so this could have been work-related. Maybe an offer was made. It's going to affect you quite a bit financially or in the physical world. Since coins also is physical, this could be indicative of something of the body. Of course, if you have a single red rose somewhere, maybe this is a clue just for you. I asked the cards if anyone was involved in this, and we see the world here. Now, a cynic might tell you one thing, but since I see an empty open road, I believe that there was just some movement of some sort, maybe even travel and literally down a road or path when you lost this. So I see no one being involved except the physical world that you weren't paying much attention to, and quite possibly crossing paths with something that you did not notice. Where your item is now, indicated by the Queen of Swords and the Sun, tell me you already have an idea where this is. It has sent out some sort of a ripple effect, and you will notice it. This is not going to slip by you. You might have to be a little tough and a little forthcoming to be able to find it. So now is not the time to be hiding anything or, keeping this to yourself. Be sure to be open. If there's anyone you need to talk to, please talk to those around you. They may be part of that ripple effect. They may be able to tell you some information that you need to locate the item. This could also indicate that it is somewhere in the air. Since we have air pictured here, although we see water, swords is air. As to, I've lost it there and it is currently, it would be odd for your item to be just floating in the air. It could definitely be out in the open, especially with the Sun card. Somewhere dry, not a lot of foliage. It may be down low. Since we see a child pictured, you might have to literally get down to a little bit different height to see it. If your item is not outdoors, it could just be in an extremely well-lit open area. And I love that this has got water and this is devoid of water. You see all the little cracks. Maybe that's about the surface of what something the item is next to. We could have stripes and we could have sort of like a lizard type texture to something, or a crackle finish. I would look for something white, very bright, to be next to this item. Maybe even a marble finish, for some of you, of course. How to go about finding your item. I see here that you are going to have to get out of your thoughts a little bit about it, and once again, do not be afraid to reach out to others. Don't fence yourself off away from everyone. It may take, it might take a village if you really want to find this item. Meanwhile, this card seems to warn me, and this still is a lot of air. If any of you were flying or literally up in the air, I would love to hear that you lost your item that way. But with these birds always make me think of vultures, and that's sort of odd. But being as good as you are, you may have some that come in and desire the item as well as you reach out and try to find out things. I think it's going to become obvious that some are looking for their own sort of information. And I hate to be the bearer of that sort of news. So, but just be aware of that I'm not saying, tell everyone. If there are any ruins or ancient sites that you have recently visited, that might be a clue as well. I see a sea in this card, which might mean something to some, and still more white. Plenty of white. Okay, I had to turn the lights off a little to do the mirror scrying, and I'm going to do it off camera. So we are going to get our mirror positioned, and I'm going to gaze into it and see what I can't see. I see something that looks like maybe a tree. Veins. Something very akin to this card here. And now it's looking almost like veins. Something that grows out branch-like. Okay, it's very much almost looking like cellular. I see another heart, like I see in the clouds there. Some sort of animal, almost like a horse. I know that won't pertain to everyone. Something like a dragon. Maybe there's some stone statues around one or more of you. Let's see, there's something cylindrical, tall, and dark, almost like a thin evergreen against a brighter surface. But I'm not making out exactly what it is. And I think I see another road. So my assumption before of there being some sort of path involved, I believe is true. At least for most of you. Finally, I see a box shape, and I don't feel like it's for everyone, but some sort of a container, because I have it being out in the open, and that doesn't really seem like it's going to apply to everyone. Okay, I hope you were able to pick something up in the cards while I was doing all of that. Now I'm going to choose a couple oracle tiles and flip them over. Allow you to concentrate on your question and choose one for your answer. Okay, take a moment to concentrate. Pause the video if you wish, and I will flip them over now. We have a no for number 1 and a no for number 2. You guys might really have a hard time finding this object. Now that doesn't mean it's impossible, but the likelihood is on the negative side. Remember that you are more important than anything. And this looks like it was quite of an important event, at least to most of you. So this means this matters a lot more than this object. Okay? I hope that brought you some clarity. If you like this reading, certainly give it a thumbs up. And thanks for supporting my channel. I'm glad to have you here. Subscribe to catch me again. Until next time, have fun. Hello, pile 2. Okay. It looks like you lost your item during either some sort of fall of your own, or the item fell from somewhere, because the Tower card, number 16, incidentally, generally talks about a fall. This is something where it could have tumbled out of your pocket, you could have slipped, dropped it, even pushed it off the edge of a desk. Since for some of you, it may be true that there was a huge fire involved. Like an outdoor bonfire or party, or some sort of social gathering, obviously, where everyone was gathered around a rather large fire pit. And I'm sure that's not going to pertain to everyone, especially right now, but yes, that looks like the night sky to me. There's a number of ways you could have lost this. The element of fire being involved and such an upheaval, you could have even just found yourself completely overwrought with some sort of change you were not prepared for, taken off your feet, literally or otherwise, and just wondering where it went. Maybe your coat upturned when you flipped it over even, and it spilled out of your pocket. Where you lost it, the Knight of Cups makes me think of movement and water, so you could have been camping maybe by a river, a few of you, or maybe near some sort of faucet, plumbing, wherever water is moving, obviously. I see the feather, and I'm thinking there's a little air to this as well, or maybe a message. I'm getting that there might be subsidiaries, is that the right word, where things branch off, and you might not know which direction to go to look for this one. Even if it isn't a literal stream, you may not know, did this go down this path, that path, or the other? And it is going to take some determination and following your heart, in this case, just a little extra message. As for anyone being involved, I'm not really sure that there was. With the Four of Cups, we see a lot of things coming in and really nothing sort of phasing you. Nothing really overly impressive being offered. So I think you might have had your guard up, although there might have been something you did not notice, and especially since I see the birds looking off to the right here, there might have been something off camera, off the scene, that you just did not notice that influenced this heavily. I just don't feel like this was a thieving as much as it was almost like you just weren't looking, almost like you took your eyes off of it and it was gone. I don't feel like anyone stole it, at least for most of you. I don't think this was foul play as much as it was just inattentiveness. Maybe not carelessness, but inattentiveness, being sort of overoccupied with how you feel and not looking at what's going on right there next to you. Okay, and also I see that the world is reflective here. So if there's something going on inside of you, I think that might have been going on out there as well, and that's going to mean something different for everyone. I know that might seem cryptic, but that's what we have there. Where this card is now is very interesting because the Three of Coins is like a meeting place, networking. If you've had any business meetings, luncheons, seminars, something like that, they might give you a clue. I like the lighting and the flowers. This could be a path somewhere. Maybe just a fancied up restaurant. I'm getting the impression that someone has placed flowers somewhere to make the outdoors kind of come either indoors or out into the concrete, kind of fancying up, naturing up an area. You know, like a city area. It doesn't have to be a city, but that's what I keep picturing, is those places where we plant plants, even fake plants, just to make us feel like we're outdoors, or in a little bit nicer place. And then some spotlights, very subtle lighting, so maybe even a restaurant, if you happen to be networking in a restaurant. I've got to say, I love this oracle. I should get Google to say all of these names for me because I'm so terrified to say them. But this forest thing makes me think, especially with the camping and everything, of all these stories I hear where people disappear and it's in the woods and they travel like you wouldn't believe. And you just wonder, was a bird involved? Was an animal involved? And I'm getting that that could be the case. Not for everyone, of course, but if you feel like that is resonating, something very much, and I'm getting that subsidiary, like just branching off. It could have went in a number of different places. So it could literally be in the forest. It could be out in the woods, even a park, a city park. But I think it's under some sort of shade or cover. Even if it's indoors, this is going to be somewhere that's not getting a ton of light, and it might have a lot of obstacles around it that are shrouding its view for you, and you're not going to trip over it. You know, it's going to take a little bit of looking for it to find it. So additional clues are you might actually want to look to the right. You may want to try to find some places where the elements meet: water, air, earth, even if there's any kind of fire, like lights or cooking equipment. You know where you lost your item and where it most likely is last. I would look where the four elements try to meet. And speaking of how to find your item, this is a place you feel very in charge at, very in control over it, kind of like your lookout point. Okay, this is somewhere where you are secure, where you would go to feel safe, where you have a very good vantage point. I feel you might want to get someone to help you look for this one. Look high. You may have to actually kind of let go of the item to be able to find it, if that makes sense. accept that things pass through our hands and they don't mean that much to us, because just letting go of the item is going to stop pushing it away from you, if that makes sense. When you try to hold on to something so tightly and you have to fight to keep it so hard, it just seems like the least likely thing you're going to keep a hold of. So I feel like this death rebirth means that you're going to have to rise above the need for this item, and that is fine, so you have the ability to do that. And also aim high. This might not be on the ground, which is interesting. It might have ended up a little bit higher, at least, than what you are expecting. I am going to leave these out here and let you get any additional symbolism that you want off of them. I know it's a little dark, but I am going to get the mirror out and do some scrying. Okay, I see something like a mask or a face. If this is ornamental or meant to be worn. So this could be anything from a gargoyle to a Halloween decoration, an ornament of some sort. I'm not getting a negative feeling from it. It actually seems quite welcoming. It reminds me of those, the quiche, those little kitchen things that they make. They're kind of country, like towel holders. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but that is what is immediately coming to mind. I just heard something like birds, and I seen movement, like, I want to say it was almost like a rainbow, something moving across a sky. I don't know, it was a dark area. It was just a flash. That would support my theory that a bird would be, if this was a shiny object, would be very taken by a shiny object. Again, I'm seeing something kind of decorative. One or a few of you out there have recently or will be around some very fancy wooden decorations. I'm not even sure what they're called. I think you know what I mean, though, when you go in somewhere and the edging in a room is just so beautiful that I don't know how to describe it. Very intricate wooden designs. Maybe even a store where they sell them. Maybe that's possible if it's not installed. Because I am just getting, like, I want to say like fresco, flourish type vibes here. I see a really large flower. I mean, this is huge. It's like I don't know if it's a daisy. It's just coming through as a shape. I don't really get any distinct colors. If anything, maybe blue. And this is such an odd, like a cornflower then, right? But it's like the shape of a pillow, the button inside of a pillow. And maybe there's a reason it's coming through that way. Maybe that's a dual message. And I see like an M shape. It could almost be like a way a child would draw a bird. Birds, again, I am really there with the birds. And a moon. Nighttime and moon might be there. Okay, let's get the oracle out and see the likelihood of you finding this item. I will now pull 2 of these out and place them face down. And I will give you a moment to concentrate. Go ahead and pause the video if you wish. And choose either 1 or 2. Okay, for number 1, yes. You have a high likelihood, no guarantees, to find this item. I still think you might want to take a friend. I just really think that that's going to be very helpful to you. Pile number 2, or choice number 2, no, you have a low likelihood of finding this item. I'm not telling you to give up, but it might take you more than just a friend. All right, I hope this added some clarity to your day. If it did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to catch me again, and until next time, have fun. Hello, choice 3. I believe that when you lost your item, your hands were busy. You were doing something very difficult and maybe time consuming or intricate work. You may have been working with something like thread. You may have felt that you could just work on this forever. After you ever found anything that you just get so engrossed in that it takes quite a bit of your time. Yes, and it seems like you were a little bit imbalanced about this, almost like obsessed with this task. So it is my impression that you were in the act of doing some really engrossing hobby, intricate work, something that I think you like quite a bit. Yeah, but it might not be the easiest thing on you. It may even give you like a little bit of carpal tunnel or just some aches in your hands, you know, when you're done. I hope that helps give you a clue if you did not already know where your item is. That should be for you. I like how the red and the blue are here. I'm thinking that there was something opposing this. So it may have brought some conflict, and then you know, that was the inciting incident to where your item disappeared to. As to where you lost the item, unless you have recently visited somewhere kind of morbid, like a graveyard or a haunted attraction, or you get the idea with the hand here, I am seeing that it slipped right out of your hand. And with this other narrative, you may have almost been numb to it. Like maybe your hands get cold and a ring slips off your finger type of thing, where you're just not even aware of what's in your hand anymore or on it. And poof, where did it go, right? Poof, into thin air. The 10 of Swords is making me think that you were really in your head. You... like we were discussing before, we're just so engrossed. Okay, so distracted. And probably for good reason. You were probably reasoning something out, but you were kind of cut off from the physical world at this time. You just let it slip through your fingers, literally. Now, for anyone being involved, I don't believe anyone was involved. If thus there was some sort of change of money, exchange of currency, anything like that, shopping. I see this stuff falling, and I think maybe you toss some coins into a purse at some point in time. But this is chance, so maybe gambling, if that's involved, maybe. It's definitely change, definitely chaos. This was a chaotic event in at least some sort. And it could literally just be like, no, it just fell out of your hand. No one was there involved in it, as you see no characters in this card. Just feel all of this open air when we get to where is it. It looks very dark and spacious on this end of the reading. I don't think it's in the light at all. Even here we have all this darkness. So as to where your item is right now, I think something is pointing right at it. We have the King of Swords, and obviously that sword is pointing right at something. I think you have a clear indicator, and you may have an epiphany here with this lightning. There could be a moment of excitement that happens. This could be an exciting place, sort of electrifying. Maybe things are turned over quite a bit here. I feel very much the storm and the darkness, and yes, a lot of activity. I believe there is a symbol, like something is pointing right to this thing. And you may, if you've been looking for it somewhere, or your thoughts keep returning to a place, there may be a reason why. You may have the indicator in mind already, but just have overlooked it. Maybe somehow just keep overturning it, but haven't sorted it one by one. Let's see how we find it according to the cards. First of all, the message of getting over the heartbreak, getting out of your thoughts, not putting way too much weight on it, kind of mourning your sorrow of losing it, because that sorrow is taking you out of your game. You are not at your peak performance mentally, and you could be. Also, I see this shape. If there's a heart shape somewhere, especially a white one, but I am feeling that heart shape may have something to do with where it is for a couple of you. And I feel, although this is darkness, most of you are going to find this in your home because we have the Empress. And this does picture the outdoors, so maybe it is your home garden, or maybe it's somewhere you feel very at home, very safe, a lot of abundance, where you feel attractive. But I feel most of you, that you're going to find this in your home. Maybe in a purse or container, or where you stash things. I am going to let you check the cards for any additional symbols that you might see, but I'm going to have to turn the light off because I'm going to be doing some mirror scrying. Okay, there we go. I see like a pinwheel or a snail, something like a fractal. I'm not really getting what this is, but it's like a slice. It makes me think of fractals, or it's science-y. Is that? Yeah, it's like a display of some sort. Maybe an educational display. I'm not sure what it is, but it is definitely a spiral fractal. I see the number 7. It's like on a digital display. This could be an alarm clock or a phone or wherever. It's sort of old school looking, like it's got the little beads. Did they call them that? Little pills that light up? I saw some sort of glowing sign. I am seeing some serious lighting. Yes, like this lightning. This could be indicative of something neon, because I am seeing things that are just like lights, and I just saw a streak of light. So this does not have to be an outdoor lightning storm. This could be somewhere really flashy and neon and bright, and yeah. I mentioned the casino vibes, didn't I? But something lit up like that. Digital world. And yeah, very colorful. I've gotten more colors on this reading than the other previous ones. I keep getting this like glowing ball. That might mean something to someone. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Okay, I see something kind of spiny. I don't know. Almost like trees without their leaves. Or maybe pipe cleaners. We've got rays. Something radiating from something else. Almost like a tattoo, though. Like it's just... everything looks like it's drawn in this world. I hope your item is not in a cartoon world, but I really am getting that animated... What does that have to do with animation, I wonder? I would love to know if you know. And I see a cross for some of you. So maybe a crossroads where two things meet, intersect. Lots of red. Lots and lots of red. Oh, I got a lot of color. I am getting up and to the right. Quite a bit up and to the right. And that's going to help quite a few of you, I hope. Alright, let's get the oracle out. I am going to choose 2 of these, and I am going to flip them over and allow you some time to look at them. Okay, there we go. I get them on camera so you can see them. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, take a moment to concentrate. Pause the video if you need to. 1 and 2. And this will be whether or not you will find your item. Now this is a likelihood, not a certainty. Keep that in mind. All things are possible. Okay, number 1. Your likelihood is quite high, yes. You are likely to find your item. if you put a little effort in. Oh, wow, you both have a very good chance of finding this item. That's wonderful. I'm very happy for you. I hope this did help you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for supporting the channel. Subscribe to catch me again, and until next time, have fun. Hello, number 4. I see that you seem to have been having quite a good time when you lost your item. At least, you were really in your heart space. I feel like this was a big celebration. It could have even been like a wedding or an anniversary, birthday party, something where someone would feel like a queen, and something very emotional. You could have been near water. There could have literally have been roses or a ring of roses. You could have been dancing, doing something circular. This is water of water. So if you were rafting or anything recently, that may very well be, or swimming, of course. But I'm taking this as very emotional. You could have been crying, or maybe talking to someone about how you felt for quite some time, seeking some counsel, seeking some therapy, even deep into a self-help program or book. I feel very much like you might have been caught up in someone else's emotions as well. A few of you may have been taking on what someone else felt, or maybe you hung up a phone conversation and carried out those feelings for a while after, and just sort of got stuck in that feeling that someone else had. It happens to all of us where we will pick up on how someone else feels, and then we just sort of carry it around as if it is our own, and it's not. But I think that's the space you were in when you lost your item. As to where you lost your item, seeing it's very dark. You may have been under the moon. It was very out in the open. You could have been at a precipice, up high, any kind of path that one side kind of dropped off from, the edge of something, even a step stool, but somewhere where you needed to pay attention to how you were rooted, how you were, what your stance was for your own safety. And I think you were being just a little bit careless, carefree, flying by the seat of your pants, and not really taking into account where everything was secured, where everything was. But you could have been dancing or enjoying yourself. I really keep getting that you might have been dancing, partying, celebrating, something very fun. Dress up and go out. Yeah, you could have been at the bar, maybe. Not sure, but I see a lot of lighting, live music even. This could have been a live music event. I don't think you were somewhere you're used to being. This was, and for very many of you, you could have been right out in the middle of nowhere, no man's land, nothing around for miles. As for, was anyone involved in this? For some of you, I think you might have had a secret admirer that day who influenced this event. Now, that's not to say that they took off with it, but they could have been involved, and that might help you retrace your steps. And I say that because of the white rose. To me, always meant like a secret love or a crush or interest. Wanting someone to know that you like them, but kind of remaining anonymous about it. But this was abundant time as well. And definitely enough to go around. So this person may be wealthy, well-to-do, or just have enough. They aren't asking for much. They may take care of others, or may just be the type who thoroughly takes care of themselves. And that might help you figure out. And I think they do have some sort of interest in you. With the anonymous, you might not know who that is. But you might have an idea. As to where your item is now, the chariot makes me wonder. It could be in some sort of a vehicle. aircraft, train, something that moves. Obviously a car or a van. I'm getting sedan and I'm not sure why. We have the colors red and white and sort of a greenish, orangish, tan. Maybe the interior is tan. You might even have something silver, some of you. I like the opposing forces and balance here. What do I feel like someone might be butting heads? Hard-won victory. Might be an extra message that this might not be easy to find. With the valley appearing, I get the impression that this could be on low ground. Of course, between a couple cushions, because it doesn't literally have to be outside. It could be outside by a stream in a valley. But it could be in between two seat cushions, stuck in the passenger seat of an airplane, train seat. Some of these locations I have not been, but I can tell you nestled somewhere. But it looks accessible. Luckily, this card is making it look accessible. Additional messages, I see a lot of purple. I think getting in touch with your higher self might help you with this. But purple, red, passion, some white and pink. Obviously the blue and the green. That tan keeps standing out to me. I think there's really something important about tan for a few of you. As far as how you find this, we have the Seven of Swords and the Fool. I feel very much like you have felt very defeated about this. And you've really gone over your thoughts over and over and over and over again, and just feel like your takeaway is not the effort you are putting in. And I tell you, that item is not hidden directly in your thoughts, okay? You are going to have to return to this energy right here. You have to return to the place. I mean, I asked where it was lost and how do you find it? You're going to have to go back to that place if you truly wish to find it. If that's a little too difficult for you, then you're going to have to release this item and be basically back to square one, devoid of it. And that is fine. There's nothing wrong with letting it go and letting blind faith guide you to what's coming towards you. Sometimes releasing things is the best thing. I, for some reason, am seeing those things as 3 snakes now. I don't know why. That might mean something to one of you. And I just saw that as an S. That may mean something. If not, forgive me, but this Fool-like energy. If you return to what you were doing, if you don't think this is a location you cannot get to or should not get to, for safety's sake, then do what you were doing then. And I think retracing your steps is going to help you. Now I'm going to leave these here. I had to reduce the lighting for your Black Mirror scrying. I'm going to do that off camera, so go ahead and look at the cards. I know they're a little darker now, but they're not reflective as much. And see if there's anything that stands out to you. A lot of my clients see symbolism that I miss because they are personal messages and not for me. And I am going to look and see what I can come up with. I just saw something sort of like a round. And that's been staying away. There might be somewhat of a gate or not quite a round gate, but almost like this shape right here, where it elongates. Okay? Maybe even stone instead of metal. I know that's rare, but a rounded opening. I'm seeing something shaped like the top of a sword, or very much like an iron gate, the top of an iron gate. And once again, seeing something like a dip, like a valley. I think it really is nestled somewhere. Now, just for a few, I see like a plaid type pattern or sawtooth. I can't really make out exactly what it is. Oh, an unusual pattern. I think I just saw the number 6. And it's sort of swirly, like it's in a Very casual font. Let's say like an hourglass or bow tie. I think this is a bow tie. I was saying something dressed up, and I am seeing a bow tie, but it is sideways. I think it has been set down somewhere. I think it is alone without its shirt. So maybe you have a special meaning for someone. It'll jog your memory. Okay, then I have a window with panes. I want to say 9 panes. And I also see a book, which is completely unrelated, but it's an open book that is laying there. The kind that would lay open and make almost like a bird-like shape on the side. Lots of print, not a picture book at all, lots of print. Kind of thin pages. I'm thinking in hotel rooms they have those Bibles that are rather thin. I'm not sure that's what it is, but it is something like the old telephone books. Something along that lines. I keep getting circular shapes. Circular decorations or shapes. Wheels, Ferris wheels. That is a big deal, that circle. Bigger deal than I made of it. It's got something like... It looked like a labyrinth to begin with. Like hedges cut into a maze. But then it turned into like a granny square and a blanket. So that's probably 2 separate messages trying to come quickly. And now I just see clouds. Like someone's looking up at the sky at the clouds. Okay, I hope that you heard something in that means something to you. I am going to get the oracle out. Let us see the likelihood of you finding your item. Choice 4. I am going to flip 2 of these little oracles over and give you a moment to choose 1 or 2. Okay, so pause if you need to concentrate here. We have 1 and we have 2. All right, number 1. Yes, you have a high likelihood of finding your item with a probably just a little effort, but do take care of yourself finding it. So I keep feeling like it's in between something and it could get hectic till they look like they're gonna fight you. Okay, and number 2, no, you are not really slated to find your item on the current trajectory, but that's all right if it's out of your reach. Just think, you are you, not your stuff. You're much more important than anything that you could ever own. Okay, I hope this brought you clarity. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for supporting my channel. Subscribe to catch me again, and until next time, have fun. Number 5, I feel that when you lost your item, you were either striking a match, burning Santo at a birthday party, somewhere where there was a candle or something, grilling. I feel there was literally some fire at play. This is also the energy of apprenticeship. You might not have been very practiced at this activity, maybe on either your first time or something that you still feel very new to. Maybe you've only lit your grill so many times. It's something like that. Or maybe you had never made a birthday cake before. I'm not sure what this is for everyone, but the first time I saw it, I saw a birthday candle. And I feel like you were not really handling the newness the way that you wanted to. You felt a little out in the open with it. Where you were, it looks much more like a romantic occasion, but true love. Balance, nonetheless. This could have been a getaway or a private event with just one other person, a meeting, even a business meeting, but we were very well met, very happy. Yeah, it's very yin and yang balanced energy going on. And it could really be somewhere with like black and white tiles or even black and white decorations. You have like white walls, black curtains, or a sofa, or something like that. But I think you feel very happy here. This is not someplace you're intimidated by. This is someplace you truly love. So I keep feeling like this is a home or someone's home. Maybe you grew up there. Unless, of course, it is a romantic getaway for some of you. Now, I got a couple extra cards, and I think they are trying to tell me something. This is not going to resonate for everyone. After all, this is a collective reading, but it looks like someone may have been involved in this item disappearing or becoming lost. And what I have here is I've got the Hermit. I find it very interesting that here we are, nestled in this dark location, kind of like in our cave, and we are the lantern. Okay, that's a very hermit-like energy, but I'm thinking this is like a holy man or a recluse, and we see this fire and the Nine of Wands immediately in the hands. And I'm thinking it's almost like they picked up the lantern and set their hands on fire. So if you can imagine the circumstances under which someone could have gotten curious about something and grabbed a hold of it, and it sort of burned them. That is what I'm getting from the question, has anyone been involved in this? So this may not have been, although for some of you I think someone might have been dishonest and maybe sticky-fingered about it. They could have been curious, and a mishap may have happened. But in any event, you were not aware that they picked the item up. So at this point, we are dealing with some sort of secretive behavior. But the writing is on the wall. I think you can figure out who it is if you truly want to, if that's important to you. I will leave that up to you. I like how the Three of Wands kind of reconfigures the scene a bit. We've got more of like an outdoor campfire and things out in the open. So where it is now, protected, but it is no longer hidden. It is no longer tucked away. If it was tucked into something, I think it's more exposed than before, although still in the dark, more than likely. Maybe near fire, maybe near a meeting place, somewhere where collaboration occurs, creativity is born, a workshop or a craft room, a music room, even a community building, a school even. All of this fire, I tell you, is everybody going to campfires and losing their items? Maybe this starts something. We see here, it's quite the narrative, and to me it seems very linear that here the item sat, it got picked up, it mistreated their hands, it set a small fire that raged into a larger. I think that is the overall. Of course, some of you, this might be quite literal. It might be at a campground or somewhere like that, but I really believe that this has caused some sort of upheaval or discomfort in whoever possessed it. And it's going to be visible from a distance. But still, you just have the one person knowing where it is. Now, how you go about finding it, we have yet again more fire. We have the Ace of Wands. You may want a flashlight, but definitely you're going to have to light up that area, because I feel like, although it's accessible and out in the open, you're going to be in the dark about it. And this could be less literal and a little bit more metaphoric. You might actually have to get a spark, an idea, be really creative to find this object. Think like the hands that carried it off. Knowingly or unknowingly, they did this, and I think you could retrace their steps with the right mentality. The Nine of Cups tells me that happiness and playfulness is going to be your best bet to finding it. And that sort of points at school again. Some sort of education center, something with a lot of young, youthful energy. Maybe youth center, youth outreach. I'm not sure what I'm thinking of. I am going to leave those there for you, turn the light off, and begin the scrying. I welcome you to, as I scry off camera, go ahead and try to pick out any symbolism that you might see in the cards. And sometimes people see messages that I do not see, like the X there, or the bird may mean something to you, or even that hand gesture. Meanwhile, I'm going to see what I can't see in this black mirror. I see a Y, and this could be a road coming down to one, or it could be like a zipper on a sweatshirt. It just looks like a highly outlined Y. The outside of it is almost glowing, and the inside is dark. I see a smile. This is a big smile. I mean, it's almost like jack-o'-lantern big. If you have a doll at home that has a really large, like, Joker-like smile, it's cute. It's not scary. It's really cute. But maybe a little darker. I feel like I'm overlooking a lake right now. This could be a picture that's on the wall if we were talking about an inside location, but definitely like overlooking a lake with some mountains and the skyline. Very pretty. It might not be for everyone, but definitely very serene scene. Okay, I'm getting some orange coming through. It looks like a bunched up hand. I've got something kind of white and long, like, I'm gonna say it looks like a fake nail. Just the shape, though. It's round at one end and kind of pointy at the other. Not how it's related, but I see something sort of like straw before it's harvested. I see the letter R, or it could be the letter B. And I see 3 again. I keep seeing like a tridge would be like, or 3 roads coming to whatever the crossroads is for 3 roads. And I just heard like a beep, like a mechanical bip or bleep or boop. Maybe it's a boop. And I can see a bird against the sky. I keep seeing a light. Like maybe you're searching for it and you're moving your flashlight around. So yes, I think this is in a dark locale as well. But many of these were, so don't limit yourself to what I say. There did seem to be a connection, by the way, between 5 and 4. Just a couple things came out, seem connected to me. I can see some blue fabric. Some of you, just like denim. And some sort of animal track, like deer. You might want to look low for this one, I'm not sure. And I keep seeing something that reminds me of teeth. Just the shape of the segments. Almost like a zipper side. Very simplified. I'm not sure what that means. Is this a scarecrow type thing then? Considering the deck imagery, it would not be surprising to think of something like that after that. And I can see like a glowing window. Everything else is dark and there is orange coming out of the window. Sort of like if this was enclosed with 2 cross panes and a little more round. Could that be a fireplace? I'm trying to get an impression of where it is now. I'm not sure it's still in the hands of who was involved. Okay, now I'm getting kind of a scrunched up face. Like this person squints. A squinty face. Again, 3s. I see a lot of 3s. A lot of 3s. Something. Like, this 3 of Wands is very significant. I would want to say, since we're talking about fire, like if 3 gas lines met somewhere. That would be symbolic of the Three of Wands in space. So anything that relates to fire in your mind, or wands, and is 3 meeting. And I keep getting like a really open Y, where they're almost equidistant. Like, isn't there a symbol, a car symbol like that? I think there's a car symbol like that. And we're going to see the likelihood of you finding this object. I am going to choose 2 of these little wooden shapes and set them down and give you a little while to choose 1 or 2. All right. Number 1 and number 2. And go ahead and pause here if you would like to concentrate on 1 or 2 as your choice. And I will reveal. Number 1, no, you do not have a high likelihood of finding this object. Perhaps it has actually burned up in a fire or is just too far. Too far. Number 2, yes, you do have a high likelihood. And I'm not sure what the difference is here, but I would pay attention to that Y shape. That occurred to me quite a few different times. And if you saw anything else, of course that could have been a private message for you. That was not intended for me or anyone else. As always, you mean much more to the world than your possessions, so take care of you more than you take care of them. Continue to do that. If this added any value to your day, brought you any clarity, helped you find anything, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to catch me again. If you'd like a private reading for more clarity, I am usually available for those. Until next time, have fun.